The dialogue in this movie was so frustrating. You have scenes with characters interacting with other characters, right? They're telling them something, but it's like, bro, they're speaking in like riddles. I'm just thinking, did the Riddler from Batman make this movie or something? Because every single dialogue you get, all like riddles and stuff. It was so frustrating because it's like I've never been one of those people that, you know, like type of trippy, weird use of dialogue. The characters in this movie, what I think is bizarre and weird, and when you combine it with the dialogue and the weird, trippy dialogue, it just makes you feel frustrated. At least for me, the only time I kind of enjoyed the dialogue was when you had like Emily Blunt's character, more so at the start of the movie. I always rate Emily Blunt as an actor. I really thought she's great. So yeah, I always thought of her as like a great actress, and I still feel like she's a great actress even in this film. The only person I thought was like the only sane person, honestly, was the Emily Blunt's I think boyfriend in this film. He was the only rational, sane person with actual sane dialogue to where I'm like, yeah, that's me, fam. That's me right here. I thought his acting was alright. He was good. You know, he didn't have much to do, so you didn't really see him that much. But this is the thing. I understand what the plot is, right? I get what the plot is. The plot is literally people trying to hide the fact that there's aliens that came to Earth. The government or whatever, or FBI or whoever is trying to hide it. But I feel like this movie is trying to be something to where they think they're bigger than they actually are. But it really isn't that. It really is a basic premise, which I'm not getting onto. That's fine. Basic is always fine. I feel like they try to be special by having all these stupid, trippy dialogues to where it's like riddles. You also have like good camera work, and it's a well shot film, so it kind of makes it feel like it's a bigger movie than it actually is, where it really isn't. Because when you're watching a film, it very much feels like a big film. It feels like it has a story to tell. It has something it wants to tell the audience, especially due to the fact that it's 2 hours and 25 minutes, bro. This movie did not have to be 2 hours and 25 minutes. They didn't tell you nothing. This movie was stupid, all right? It was stupid. I don't care what anyone says about this movie, right? They're not clever. They're not smart. I don't have time for these little riddles and stuff. I don't have time for these little films where it's just like the characters don't feel human. The characters interacting or the choice decisions doesn't feel like it makes sense. Because another negative I gotta say, bringing it up, the character decisions. One of the main characters, no one understands that he's being followed. You would think this guy would be smart, but then you have him making so many stupid decisions to where I'm thinking like what is wrong with you, fam? Like, yeah, you're right. Considering like how big the situation is, like you'd think that this guy would be smart, but he's just a stupid idiot. This is very much jarring to me. This movie was literally a waste of time. It had nothing honestly to say. You know, I love Coleman Domingo. He was in this movie as well. I always love seeing him. I think he's a great actor as well. I liked him, but I still didn't feel like it made any difference because even the dialogue he was given was trippy and some next up riddles and stuff. I'm trying to understand what's going on in these scenes that they're having. You know, him interacting with her interacting with him, and you just don't. At least I didn't understand what was going on because no one was actually explaining anything. Yeah, people were like whispering in each other's ears. I'm just like, bro, why are you whispering for? Let me get in on what's going on. Like I said, like I don't understand why this movie was trying to be so mysterious and so like secretive because it doesn't even feel earned. Because especially when you watch it from A to B, it feels like you just wasted your whole goddamn time. Like, this movie isn't smart. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Honestly, I feel like the biggest plus to this movie and that made it bigger than it actually was and made it actually somewhat more noticeable as a film than it actually was having Emily Blunt, having Coleman Domingo after he just did the movie Michael. Emily Blunt's a well-respected actor, so obviously if you see her in the face of the poster, you're gonna automatically assume it's like a, you know, at least a watchable movie. And also another plus as well was the camera work and the production level. I feel like they really did great with the camera work. I can't even deny that. I always like to see in films when they kind of change up the camera work a bit in film. It just makes it more creative. You stop seeing the same cliche stuff in it in terms of, you know, how cameras are positioned in movies in it. So it was nice to see. If we're delving into like the aliens, the designs was somewhat okay. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't terrible. You would sometimes see the aliens. But I feel like my issue with this film is that I'm confused because is this supposed to be like an alien movie or what? Most of the time you're focused on more so the characters rather than the aliens themselves, which I don't have a problem with because there's so many movies that have that where the aliens more so a central part of the story, but they're also like in the background. But then I feel like there's so many other better movies than this where it does it more effectively. In this movie, it just feels like I don't understand what it's trying to be because it's like you have the characters that you're focused on. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You're having these stupid dialogues, but it's like, what's really the end goal? What's really the end point? You know what I mean? It just didn't really make any sense to me. But when you finally get to the part where we're supposed to get answers, I'm sitting there thinking like, wait, what? Huh? The aliens, I just didn't really understand their motives either. I didn't understand what the purpose was because no one wanted to tell us as the audience what the purpose was. I'm just sitting there trying to figure out why this movie was even made. I don't understand why it was. I really like the score in this movie though. I feel like the score really is good. It matches that sci-fi sort of mystery element to it, to where it just feels like it has a place in the film. It doesn't feel like out of place. That was definitely another positive as well. I really did like the score. Even that's not really saying much though, because the score ain't gonna save this movie, fam. It ain't gonna save this movie. It's one of them films where you know you're gonna see that YouTubers put in ending explained, ending explained. That's the type of movie it's like where you don't understand what the hell happened. So you end up typing on YouTube ending explained because you yourself is thinking like, well, maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm tripping. Like, comment down below. I could be tripping. Maybe I missed something. I'd honestly be curious. The last line you have at the end of the movie, I was just like, get the hell out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, fam. Like, nah, man. Nah. Don't give me that bullshit, fam. Anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this movie. If you hated it or if you loved it. And yeah, if I missed anything out or maybe I was wrong about something, let me know down in the comments, innit, man. But anyways, in a bit.